Welcome, friends, it's the Movie Film Podcast. Movie Film Podcast, enjoy the show. Zachy and Brian are talking about movies. Movie Film Podcast on the radio.
Welcome to Movie Film. It is episode 336, brought to you by Mr. Boy Productions. I'm Zachy Hassan. I'm here with Brian Hall.
Hey, how's it going, Zachy?
It is going.
It is going. We're in February now.
I know. We are 1/12 of the way through 2026.
Mm-hmm.
And it sure feels like we are moving. I don't know. It's hard to say, honestly. It is moving very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But part of that is just, everything seems to be moving quicker. But also, like, the pace of news makes it feels like at times like things are going glacially. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I think so. It is always a strange thing. It's there's a lot of buildup, I feel like, to the holidays.
Yeah.
At the end of every year, you got Thanksgiving and then everything, Christmas, New Year's, whatever. And then January is sort of a weird, like, hitting a wall a bit and everything resets and you're like, oh, I guess we're starting up again. Or at least that's the feeling that I get sometimes. But then, yeah, so I'm a little bit surprised that January's already in the rear view.
We're in February, so we're done with our New Year's resolutions. We have we've failed at those, and now we're moving on.
That's true. I did have a little bit of a like, well, I can eat this now. I mean, it's the holidays, and I'm still like thinking that way,
As you sit eating a tub of butter with a spoon, you're like, this should be fine. Just a little bit.
I'll be honest, I did kill a Trader Joe's tiramisu last night, which was pretty good.
Did you do it? Did you do it joyfully or through tears?
It was completely joyfully.
Okay.
I felt no shame. I felt nothing but joy.
In that case, I think you're just fine. Take it from me, the least healthy person you know.
Well, and it's the Olympics have started. So I was, I'm sitting watching all these athletes and I'm just like, like eating my tiramisu on the couch in a bathrobe.
Did you see that SNL sketch about the Winter Olympics and the different athletes?
Oh, yes.
The luge?
Yes, with Wickline.
Jane
right?
Wickline as the luge. Oh my God. That was brilliant.
She is one of those people that I feel like she's struggled to find her footing a little bit.
Yeah.
In her first season, although when she does her songs at the Weekend Update desk, I always think they're really funny. But in sketches, it feels like they haven't quite figured out.
I think she's finding more of her niche this season, though.
I was going to say that was one of the ones where I was like, that is perfect. Yeah. That is perfect for her. Her personality is perfect for that. And I thought it was hilarious. I love when she didn't want to the joke is that she doesn't want to do the luge.
That's right.
Because it's scary and dangerous. And so she keeps telling her coach that she's sick.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I'm sick. I'm sick. And the coach's like, no, just sit down. It's fine.
Alexander Skarsgård, by the way, he was really funny.
He was a perfect host.
He was game for just about everything.
Game and capable.
Yeah, yep.
He was able to play characters and be funny and know how to calibrate. And then his dad, Stellan Skarsgård showing up was always like really fun.
Yeah,
when he popped in.
That's right.
Yeah, I thought that was like the perfect episode you could hope for. That's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like one of those superstar episodes that's gonna go down in history, but it's like, if you could give me one of these each week, like, I think everybody would be pretty happy.
I agree with that. Yeah. Speaking of Alexander Skarsgård, I recently, like in the last couple months, I revisited The Legend of Tarzan.
Oh, which I still haven't seen.
Yeah, I was like, I was a little harsh on that movie.
Oh, really? I thought you had like recommended it to me.
Yeah, I
do you hate me?
I may. This whole show has been one very long bit where I'm just screwing with you.
Right.
And it's finally coming together.
Yeah.
I think what I said was like, it's like a good weekday afternoon type movie.
Yeah.
And I stand by that. But I went back and I read my initial review from 10 years ago. And I feel like I was a little harsh because I was like, all this shows is that, these characters like this don't really matter anymore. And I don't know. I think I was having a bad day. I guess that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. I will say, and I said this on the show before, that the movie casts Samuel L. Jackson as a real life person.
Oh, right. I remember this.
And a really impressive person, George Washington Williams, who was a scientist and a diplomat and just a really impressive personality in American history. And it's like the only way his story can be depicted is as a supporting character in a Tarzan movie,
and just an average one at that.
And exactly, but having revisited it relatively recently, I'm like, this movie's fine. I think maybe it's about the right state of mind, but I enjoyed it. Good cast. Skarsgård is good. Margot Robbie, Christoph Waltz, Sam Jackson. Like you're gonna, there's enough in there to enjoy. Jaimin Hunsu.
Wow,
it's pretty stacked.
Well, and sometimes movies I feel like have a lot of pressure put on them when they're in theaters because it's like, well, is this worth leaving your house and plunking down $18? And it's like, well, so you're measuring it against something specific in that moment. But then as time goes on and I am looking for something on a Saturday afternoon, well, then that's perfect. And you might appreciate it in a different way. Yeah. What's funny? I wasn't going to bring this up, so I'll try to make it brief. But speaking of Samuel L. Jackson playing a real person in a fictional movie. So I had a really bad headache the other day. And it was, 7 p.m. And I was like, I just want to put something on, but I don't want it to be anything I really want to watch. I just want something on while I take some Advil and try to chill out. And so I have Apple TV. So I turned on the Apple TV and the trailer for Fly Me to the Moon started playing, which is an Apple movie with Channing Tatum, Scarlett Johansson. And basically the plot is, it's about the Neil Armstrong, the launch for the, send the first man to the moon.
Yeah.
But the plot is, the government is nervous that if things don't work out, they can't let the world see that the United States didn't successfully make it. So as a backup plan, they get this warehouse and hire a director and build a moon set so they can fake the moon landing if they need to and broadcast that instead. So the world will think that the U.S. succeeded.
Right.
Now, I'd only seen the trailers and I was like, it tries to look like this fizzy 60s kind of romantic kind of thing between Tatum and Scarlett Johansson. And I was like, yeah, okay, let's do this. Now, I think what bothered me about it was I didn't know what was true and what wasn't.
Okay.
And so part of me thought that maybe this actually happened because the movie was presenting fact with this a certain tone and this I guess fiction with the same tone.
Gotcha.
And so, you think of something like Inglourious Bastards, which, spoiler for that movie, they kill Hitler at the end, our heroes. And I remember seeing it in the theater and just laughing with glee because it was so funny and audacious and ridiculous. And I'm in a ridiculous movie.
Right.
So I can continue to go with the ridiculousness.
Right.
And with this one, I was like, wait, so is this character real? Is she, this does feel like kind of far-fetched. Hold on. And I got to admit, it was getting on my nerves.
Interesting.
The fact that I didn't know if it was true or not. And at the end, they have this whole thing where they disable the camera that's going to be on the module on the moon just to ensure that the fake moon landing is shown instead. So Scarlett Johansson's character recruits these two NASA scientists right before launch to go because they need a part from a tube television to repair this TV. But they go to the shop, but the shop is closed because everyone's watching the launch, the rocket launch. So they take a garbage can and throw it through the window and steal a tube television. And then these cops show up and are going to arrest him. But she's such a smooth talker that she talks the police into giving them a police escort back to NASA so they can get the part onto the ship on time. And I was like, okay, wait, now I'm really annoyed because is this real or not? If this is goofy and fun and made up and a fun fiction happening in the background of something real,
right,
then that's cool. But we're also dealing with the real guy who called out the launch,
right,
played by Tatum. So I was like, this is confusing. I don't know. It's something about it just irked me as I was going through it. I don't know.
Interesting. Okay.
Anyway, so speaking of like real life things
Yeah.
and fictional things, and like it's just
when you mix it together, it becomes kind of a hodgepodge. I get it.
yeah, like maybe take it a notch up in the silliness or something,
right?
or
So that
the
it's more
60s.
Like nobody's gonna watch that Jerry Seinfeld Pop-Tarts movie.
Oh right. Well,
period. Nobody's gonna watch that Jerry Seinfeld Pop-Tarts movie. Period. No, nobody's gonna watch it, and think it's real.
Yeah, that's a amazing comp that I just completely forgot existed. But yes, yeah, exactly. I mean, that one went pretty silly,
right?
But I don't know. Maybe I was in the wrong mood. Like I said, I had a very bad headache. But
maybe Legend of Tarzan is what you should tune in for next time.
You know what? That is exactly what I should have watched instead.
There you go.
Anyway.
Well, what else? What else have you seen lately?
You know, I've seen quite a bit, so I'll rattle them off kind of quick. But I want to ask: did you watch the? I didn't put this in the list, but did you see the Muppet Show revival thing on Disney Plus?
Oh, dude, I want to. I had planned to watch it last night, but life got in the way. But I'm hearing good things.
Yeah, executive produced by Seth Rogen. Sabrina Carpenter's the guest star.
The one thing I'll say, and this is just me, maybe you've noticed this, but doesn't it seem like Kermit's voice is a little off?
You know, I had not heard. Apparently, this guy's been doing the voice for almost 10 years now.
Really?
That's what I'm reading.
Okay.
Because I'm seeing a lot of posts about people thrown off by the voice. I was thrown off.
Okay. Okay, good. So I'm not alone in this. Okay.
To my knowledge, I've not heard this guy. I know I didn't watch that ABC series, The Muppets.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he did that one.
Okay, gotcha.
It's complicated because is he doing a bad job? Not necessarily.
No, it just doesn't sound like Jim Henson exactly.
Yeah, and so it did make me go back and look at the. I don't have the name in front of me, but the person who took over for a really long time afterwards.
Uh-huh.
I was kind of curious because I remember him sounding different too. Of course, inevitably,
right?
But when you do hear him, you're like, wow, he is pretty darn close.
Yeah.
And even just the spirit of Kermit, like he really nailed that. And this guy does sound quite a bit different. And you have to make a choice in your mind to go with it, I feel like. However, he sings Islands in the Stream with Sabrina Carpenter. And I was like, well, he's got a good voice. And
that's fascinating.
I mean, that's a tricky thing when you're doing a voice and having to sing in that voice that isn't yours.
See, I saw, I didn't see clips from it. I saw Kermit on the Kimmel Show.
Okay.
And this too, by the way, I kind of love that, like, at some point in the distant past, it was decided that we will treat the Muppets as if they are real. And just from then until the end of time, everyone has just agreed that that's how it will be.
Yeah.
Right? Like
yeah, that's funny.
It's this tacit understanding. It's like, no, that's Kermit. Mm-hmm. And we just, ignore the man underneath, whatever.
Yeah.
And I love that we have kept that tradition alive. It's been, more than 50 years. It's like, no, this is what we do. They're real. The Muppets are real. You shut the hell up. They're real.
Right.
We've just all decided that. But anyway, so you had Kermit on with Kimmel, and that's when I was like, sounds a little different,
Mm-hmm.
Not worse. Not worse than our old Froggy.
Yep.
Just different.
Yep. Our mantra, man. Our mantra. Joe Pesci, Lethal Weapon 4. We live by it.
We live by it.
I mean, truly, I think about it a lot. But yeah, it's super fun. It's not anything unexpected. It's just a new episode of The Muppet Show. And in the modern age with a modern star. And I think that, to me, that feels right. It feels nice. It's comfortable.
I'm looking forward to watching it, hopefully this weekend.
Yeah. And then also real fast, I'll say Judd Apatow did another profile documentary, this time with Mel Brooks.
Yes.
I think it's called The 99-Year-Old Man. It's on HBO Max. 2 parts. I love that they don't feel like, okay, we got to make this just 2 hours. When we're profiling someone with such a long, prolific career, it's 2 parts and they're both feature length.
Okay.
But wow. I really enjoyed it. I like Mel Brooks, and I didn't know a lot about his life or his beginnings. So I recommend that to anyone who's interested.
Did you? I can't remember if we talked about this. Did you see the Chevy Chase documentary?
No.
Okay.
Yes, that was a CNN thing, right?
That's right. I think it's going to be. It should be streaming now, I think.
Is it worth it?
Well, I haven't seen it. All I know,
Okay.
I saw folks talking about it online. I saw one thing that made me laugh, where it's like, hey, remember that John Candy documentary where everybody was just lining up to tell you how much they loved him and what a great person he was? Well, this isn't that.
Right.
Yeah,
honestly, yeah, the only thing I had heard about it was that it existed, and then a lot of people refused to be in it.
Chevy's. I recently, in the last few months, I rewatched Saturday Night. The movie Saturday Night, and you have that scene where young, upstart Chevy Chase is telling Milton Berle what a piece of shit he is, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, you live long enough, and you just you either die the hero, you live long enough to become the villain.
Wow, that is, strangely prophetic, that scene,
right? And it made me think. I was like, did they had to have known what they were doing with that scene,
Yeah, or not prophetic, but like a funny vision of things that could be.
Like they had to.
You will become.
They had to have known, like, this is how it's gonna read,
Yeah, but it's just so sad because, just last night I was with my brother and his wife, and I was recommending the John Candy thing, and they're like, "Is it good?" And I was like, "Yes." I'm like, "Now look, does it really dig into the details of his life? Not necessarily, but it's like hanging out with a bunch of people who knew him, reminiscing, and they all loved him.
Right.
They all had nice things to say, and that's, for me, time well spent.
Yeah,
and it really says something about the man if that many people have nice things to say, and like, what a lovely tribute to that person.
That's right.
And it just makes me sad with Chevy Chase, because he's very talented, he's very, very funny, but not a lot of people have nice things to say, and it's too bad.
Look, you piss off enough people on your way up, you're gonna pass them on the way down, and nobody's gonna reach their hand out to grab you.
Yeah,
that's a lesson everybody should internalize a little bit.
I think so. Yeah. And maybe people have, and that goes to what we were talking about with. This was in our bonus episode that you'll be able to find over at the Patreon page. But we get into late night talk show hosts and how it seems, there used to be more rivalries and cutthroat attitudes toward one another in the past, but it seems like now it's interesting how they have become like a fraternity or a brotherhood together.
Yeah,
and maybe that's just. I don't know. That just seems to be what people are like more these days than what they used to be.
Well, it is, it's like in that the Late Shift, the movie, the book / movie, you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
And the whole thing about Kathy Bates's character, she's Jay Leno's manager, right? And the whole thing is like, if you come on the Tonight Show, you can't appear on the Letterman Show or Arsenio or whatever, And like that's just unsustainable in today's media economy.
Yeah.
Because you get this press tour, and then they're everywhere, and that's just what it is. So it's just the whole ecosystem has changed.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else have you seen?
Well, I'll just talk about two things real quick here. Oh, well, actually, I'm going to sneak one in here. The Burbs. I rewatched The Burbs.
Ah, nice.
The 1989 Tom Hanks, Joe Dante movie, in anticipation of the series, The Burbs, which is going to be debuting on Peacock Super Bowl Sunday. I'm very curious about that. And, I know you're a fan, and our pal Sean Coyle is a huge fan of that movie.
He's a big fan. Yep.
And I don't remember how, but somehow he had 2 Blu-rays of it, so he gave me one. And I had it on my shelf, like my 2-watch shelf, and so I popped it in.
Blu-ray or DVD?
Blu-ray.
Wow. Okay.
And man, what a fun friggin' movie! Like, that is just a delightful goof of a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's been maybe 20 years since I've revisited it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's more a collection of funny ideas than it is a great movie as a whole.
Right.
But those funny moments are very funny.
Yeah.
And like the tone is just so, I don't know. Like I'm not sensing the same tone from the trailers for the Burbs series.
Oh, that's interesting.
But there's just such a fun, I mean, right down to the scary pipe organ music that, you know, punches in over like these funny little bits of darkness juxtaposed in the suburbs, and just all the neighbors like, who lives in that house?
Yeah.
I heard they murdered a guy, you know, and just like all that. And then they become like kind of crazed themselves trying to get to the bottom of what's really going on in that house. And you get like 80s manic energy Tom Hanks.
I was about to say that's Tom Hanks, like on the cusp of you know, greatest living actor Tom Hanks.
Yes.
Like he's still straddling you know, Bachelor Party and
yeah,
you know, Sleepless in Seattle. It is kind of in the middle there.
Yeah, it's just really fun. And so I enjoyed watching. It's like 90 minutes.
I'm going to have to give it a look.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the two newer things I watched that I'll mention real quick is, you know, with award season, you and I get a handful of links sometimes. And so there's some movies that get put on my radar that I hadn't really been aware of. And one of them for me was this movie called Secret Mall Apartment. Have you heard about this?
Yeah. Is it on Netflix?
It's on Netflix now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So was watching it this past week.
You were watching it?
Amina was, not I.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll say real quick the plot, and it's true story documentary. In 2003, 8 Rhode Islanders created a secret apartment inside a busy mall and lived there for 4 years. So, what did she think? I'm curious.
She liked it. She was fascinated by it. Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a trifle, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I could imagine some people watching this and going, and
right,
you know, but I enjoyed the spirit of this. Just these, I wouldn't even call them merry pranksters. I mean, they're this group of artists. It does get into that location at the time, and you know, they lived in this area that basically the city booted them out of so they could turn it into a shopping area, and they were feeling, you know, disenfranchised and where can we live that we can afford? And they also have these real artistic spirits.
Okay.
And so it just occurred to them, basically they explored the mall because as it was being built, one of them noticed like, well, what would they possibly put in that space over there? It feels like it'd be this empty space. So as a lark, they go in there, they discover this empty space, and they're like, what if we put a couch in here and we hung out? And they're like, what if we bought a table and a television and we could play video games, and let's get a China hutch, you know? And then they start getting dishware, and then they basically hang out and live there. And it becomes this kind of home, you know, this alternate universe where they get to exist and make it their own space. And I don't know. I found myself the next day, I felt thinking about it. I felt this sort of strange longing inside myself for like that feeling of freedom and like mischief, you know, that you have in a certain time of your life, you know, with your friends, and you go out and do these kind of crazy things. And I realized that the movie put that feeling inside of me. So I feel like the movie did a great job of capturing the playful spirit of what they were doing.
Brian, if this is your way of asking me to join you in building a secret mall apartment, buddy, I'm already there, man. Let's go.
I'm in.
You had me at secret.
Oh, you want to share a secret? But yeah, I thought it was nice. And you know, it's it also gets into them as artists, and we get to see during that moment, you know, a couple of years post 9/11, and they go out and they do these projects which are not commissioned. So they're basically going out on the street, and they do this thing with tape, like tape art. And they had this thing where they wanted to create silhouettes that represented every single person who died in 9/11.
Wow.
And
okay.
Yeah. And it's, some people like it, and other people are like, get the hell away from my property.
Right.
But they're just, not merry pranksters, but just merry artists.
Yeah.
Just going out and trying to put some artistic good into the world. And some people might find that delightful. Some people might find it kind of annoying. I don't know.
Mhm.
But, and again, at the end of the day, when it ends, you might feel a little bit like, okay, and what about it?
Mhm.
But like, for me, I just thought they did a good job of capturing the spirit of what those guys were trying to do and what that apartment represented to them. And it made me feel something. And I thought it was delightful.
Okay.
So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Secret Mall Apartment. It's streaming on Netflix.
Well, based on the level of chaos in my house last night when I came home, Secret Mall Apartment sounds pretty freaking awesome.
Right. I mean, doesn't that actually sound kind of nice to have this hideout?
It kind of does. I got 6 kids. Secret Mall Apartment, sign me up.
I mean, there's a moment where they have this thing and they're, this place and a ladder leads to it and they're getting worried that they might get caught. So they're like, you know what we need to do? We need to build a wall. So they buy hundreds of cinder blocks and they like build this wall.
You know what I love about this? This is like Dawn of the Dead minus the zombies.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's cute. Not so cute. I watched a movie called If I Had Legs, I Would Kick You.
Oh, wow.
And are you familiar with this movie?
This is Rose Byrne, right?
Yes.
And
who got nominated for
and Conan.
And Conan O'Brien. Yes. So I love Rose Byrne, and I was very curious to see Conan actually acting in a movie, but I had heard that this movie was a little intense. And
so this is a drama.
This is very much a drama. I had heard it called Uncut Gems for Moms,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if that's exactly right, but the summary is, while trying to manage her own life and career, a woman on the verge of a breakdown must cope with her daughter's illness, an absent husband, a missing person, and an unusual relationship with her therapist.
And Conan's the therapist.
Conan is the therapist, and the daughter you never see.
Interesting. Okay.
So basically, the camera stays on Rose Byrne for the majority of the story. I mean, other characters as well, but you're always hearing her daughter off camera.
I see. Does she sound like wow, 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 wow?
That would be really funny, but no. But basically, and it's just, it's exactly, what I just read. I mean, it's just her trying to navigate. Basically, there's this hole that appears in her ceiling, like through bad plumbing or whatever. And so she has to leave and go live in a motel. And there's the stress of that. And the daughter has a health condition where she has like an IV kind of thing, constantly having to feed nutrients into her. And so there's this constant beeping from that machine. And in the middle of the night, if she forgets to put the stuff in there, an alarm will go off and she's got to deal with the hole in the apartment. And she has like a patient that she's seeing who I'll just say makes her life very stressful. And it's just stressor after stressor after stressor. And it's funny because Rose Byrne is incredible in this movie. I mean, for my money, she's going to win Best Actress for this.
Really?
Yes, because she's doing something. She's doing a lot. I mean, she's playing a sympathetic mother, but also a very stressed out mother, person, wife. And she's doing very irresponsible things, and we're aware of it, but I don't think she ever loses us.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, we're following her as she makes
bad decisions,
maybe increasingly sort of confusing decisions. Mm-hmm. And when I say confusing, what's interesting about this movie is it plays as a bit of a fever dream.
Gotcha.
Where sometimes, like, occasionally she'll hallucinate a little bit and we're like, is she dreaming right now? And so, it
sounds similar to the movie we're discussing later.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, and for all these reasons I just said, I don't know that I would just blindly recommend this movie to anyone. Like, you certainly have to be in the right mood because this is a very stressful movie and you're watching someone be stressed out for 2 hours and she's filled with dread and despair. But at the same time, it is a remarkable performance. And the craft is kind of amazing. I mean, sometimes you think, we talk about this, like, it's every movie is made with the same instruments. You have a camera and a boom mic, and lights.
Right.
And it's kind of amazing when it doesn't work. And then you watch something like this that feels so dreamlike and it's the same instruments. And it's like, how did she capture that sort of dreamy nature of this, but also the stressful nature of it? And it's the craft on display here is amazing. The performance is amazing. And so I think if you're interested in those things, like if you're in the right mood and you want to see something that is well done and you're willing to go on this harrowing ride, I think those people will find a lot to appreciate in this movie. But like I said, I wouldn't just blind recommend it for a Friday night.
Gotcha.
And real quick, I have to comment on Conan O'Brien. I got to admit, it was a little distracting for me because how could it not be? 30 years of seeing this guy do like a string dance, and being a goofball. And then suddenly he's playing a very straight, kind of unpleasant character.
Okay. Interesting.
And so I will admit it took me a second. Just right now I'm thinking of like Dick Cavett appearing in Beetlejuice, where it's like someone
or
like,
Kevin O'Leary in Marty Supreme.
There you go. Yeah. So you're like, well, that's Dick Cavett. That's, such and such. That's what. And so I did have like that's Conan. Okay, Brian, turn it off and he's not Conan. He's this character. It did take me a minute, but I do think he does a good job. And he is playing kind of a jerk in these scenes opposite Rose Byrne, where she is really acting.
Okay.
And so it's,
but she doesn't blow him off the screen.
No. So I like I said, the performances are amazing. I was really taken with the craft of the movie. Shoot, I don't have it in front of me. Mary Bronstein, I think her name is, who wrote and directed it. Yeah, Mary Bronstein really did a great job of capturing a tone and a mood and a dream-like, stressful dream-like experience that this woman is just drifting through. So if you're in the mood and that sounds like something you might appreciate, then I would recommend it.
Well, there we go.
Yeah. How about yourself? What have you been watching?
Well, I haven't seen a ton, but I did see our thing that we're going to be talking about this week. So we'll talk about that in just a little bit.
Perfect.
In the meantime, we do have some listener letters, Brian.
Mail call!
I believe you have a letter for me.
18,000 letters, all addressed to Santa Claus.
You got mail.
Alrighty, so here is an email we got from Adam Ox, and this is at moviefilmpodcast@gmail.com. And he says, recently you guys were discussing how Stallone was never able to break into comedic roles in the same way Arnold did.
Right.
And I agree that's mostly true. Do you remember when that was, Brian? I can't remember. Was that was just one of our tangents, probably, right?
I know. Was that a commentary or was that an episode? I don't remember.
Yeah, it all kind of blurs together. I think it was an episode.
Why were we talking about Stallone?
Why wouldn't we be talking about Stallone? I don't remember how that came up.
Yeah, same.
It was we were no, hold on. We were talking about Rhinestone.
Yes.
Because I was talking about the song Drinkenstein.
Of course.
Sung in the dulcet tones of the Italian stallion,
Right.
I don't remember how we got there. Anyway, Adam says, but when Zachy dismissively said that the 1991 movie Oscar was not good, that, sir, I cannot stand for. I may be the only I know. That son of a bitch, Zachy. Wait a minute, I'm Zachy. That's me. He's talking about me.
Yeah, F that guy. You're like, yeah, wait a minute.
I may be the only person who defends that movie, but damn it, defend it I will. Stallone actually was pretty good as a gangster trying to go straight, and of course circumstances arise to test that resolve. But really, the key is the amazing supporting cast, including a My Cousin Vinny, Marissa Tomei, the start of my lifelong crush on her. Oscar is a worthy pairing for a double feature with Clue. Both movies have an ensemble cast of quirky characters, and most of the plot takes place in a single location that makes them feel like they could be translated to a stage production without too much effort. I also would like to point out that while the movie didn't get great reviews, Siskel and Ebert gave it 2 thumbs up, so hopefully that would entice you to give it another chance, if for no other reason than to spend 109 minutes saying, hey, it's that guy, at the cast. I'm going to cross my fingers but not hold my breath that I'll hear you guys raving about it in a future episode. Best wishes as always, Adam.
I love that he knows like how to entice us. It's like, well, Siskel and Ebert gave it 2 thumbs up, so.
Well, I like that he knows us well enough to be like, but not hold my breath, because like we said,
right.
It's like that's the type of thing my kids do. So I should say, I don't remember exactly what I said. However, the last time I saw Oscar was in the 90s, and in the early part of the 90s at that. So. I don't have a strong memory. So if what I should have said was it did not do well, rather than specifically speak to the quality of the movie, which, being honest, it's been too long. So I don't remember liking it very much when I saw it, but I mean, that it's been a minute.
Yeah. The only thing I remember about it when I was a kid, I was always loved movies. And so at the video store, they'd have like a little magazine booklet type of thing about the movies that were going to come out next month. And so I'd always take it because I like thumbing through it and looking at the movie posters. And I remember the poster of Stallone hanging from a clock.
Okay.
That's it. That's like my only reference for this movie. And I got to say, knowing that it's, just a little over 90 minutes and Adam's recommendation, I wish I had had this for my headache night. This would have been a perfect, like, oh, let's just throw this on, see what it is. It's probably light and easy. And I can see myself actually getting to this, which probably all the people who have recommended newer things to me recently are like, are you kidding me? Like, but yeah, I can see myself being in the mood for this one night.
You have to tackle your recommendations chronologically. So this one comes first.
Yes. Okay, I'm Googling it because I want to see how to stream this. Oh, it's directed by John Landis. I didn't realize that.
Noted piece of shit, John Landis.
Just picturing him on a treadmill, like, ooh, wasn't expecting that this week. And it has a 12% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm just
12%.
going to, just for sake of argument, we will bring our own opinions to the table after we check it out. But if we check it out, but 12%. Woof. But you know what, Adam? I believe you.
Look up Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. What does that have on Rotten Tomatoes?
Okay, let's see. Stop or it comes up right away. Stop or My Shoot. 17%. So
wait,
Oscar?
That's better reviewed than Oscar?
Yes.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
All right. Well, there you go. There's your double feature. Oscar and Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. We will take that under advisement, Adam.
Yes.
Because we love you that much.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's a comment we got on YouTube, and this is from Luke's Mail 24. This is on our commentary track for Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which you may recall. We recorded that in 2018.
Oh, wow.
Right? It was right around when Taron Egerton version. Remember that?
At the risk of saying, oh, wow, 3 times in less than a minute. Oh, wow.
I think it's warranted, frankly. This is a triple wow.
Yeah.
He says, hi, Zachy. It's Luke from 8 years into the future. I can tell you that shockingly, the Taron Egerton Robin Hood has not had a sequel and has not become a cult classic. Aw.
Wait, by the way, when he said 18, I was like, wow, that was a long time ago. And then when he said 8 years, that was 8 years ago? That's almost a decade ago?
Yeah. Let's go. What is going on? I'm kind of horrified to go back and dip into some of those like super old commentary tracks and see what kind of weird, horribly not aged at all well things we said, you know?
Oh, man, I'd be terrified. Not just for that, but I don't know. It'd be hard to hear 8 years ago me. I'd feel like it'd be strange.
Yeah. In fact, come to think of it, I think that film's existence has been erased from history. But in regards to Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, my dad worked on a bit of the merchandise from the movie, so it has great memories for me. I got 4 free showings with my brother, and we loved it. One thing that has not come out, which he told us back then, was that prior to Brian Blessed being cast, he played Lord Loxley, you may remember.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Connery was considered to play Robin's father first, but then the timing didn't add up with whatever else he was doing, so all that could be done was the cameo with him playing King Richard late in the shoot. Speaking of Connery, in regards to what you were saying about the darker original ending of the tale about Robin Hood, have you ever seen Connery's Robin and Marian from the 70s? Personally, I found it depressing as all hell, but it is worth the look just to see that ending and to watch him square off against Robert Shaw again. Robin and Marian is good. Have you seen it?
No.
Yeah, it's that's to me, that's kind of the quintessential hero in Twilight story, you know?
Huh.
Like, did we talk about the Death of Robin Hood, the movie?
I was literally Googling it to see what the title was because it was making. Yes. No, we haven't talked about it.
With Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, coming out this year.
Yeah, that's like an A24 thing.
Yep, playing an older, aged Robin Hood.
Yeah, but it's like the story you knew is wrong, like Robin Hood was actually a bad guy or something.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if ever we needed a reason to do a commentary for the Taron Egerton Robin Hood.
You know what? Honestly, I remember when that came out, I had no interest.
Yeah.
But something about time. I mean, with the Tarzan thing too, I'm like, that sounds like a fun when I don't know what to watch on a Friday night. Like, why not? Let's watch a Robin Hood. That
movie, I was the only person in the theater.
Really?
I remember that very distinctly.
Wow.
He goes on. In regards to the extended edition of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, you should listen to the audio commentary by Kevin Costner and Kevin Reynolds, which is pretty entertaining. It's not them just like throwing shit at each other. Them two, they're like the Hatfields and McCoys, right?
Yeah.
Which is ironic because Kevin Reynolds directed Kevin Costner in the Hatfields.
I was just gonna. That's why I was like, oh, that's really good. Let's
see. Reynolds was going for a slightly more gritty fairy tale, and the funniest thing is when Costner trashes his own accent, saying, "Listen to me, Kevin. Just listen to me." Oh, Kevin, we did.
Yeah, right.
And Reynolds responds to something like, "Well, look at the box office. I should have told you people were fine with it, and it has been years now."
I would really like to listen to
that commentary.
Yeah.
I've got the movie on 4K.
Oh wow.
So I haven't checked. I'm pretty sure the commentary is on there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing, man. Say what you will about these movies. I got Waterworld on 4K. I got Prince of Thieves on 4K. You know what I mean?
This is like a good update because you had mentioned that you were starting to invest again in physical media. So yeah, what have you?
Well, no, but those movies I've had for a while.
Okay. And
they're like the swanky, special, like the Shout Factory or whatever, Arrow, like the boutique stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That they go all in for,
Right.
The Waterworld, it's like the whatever cut. There's like a different cut than the theatrical one that we watched.
Okay. Included, like in addition to.
Correct, yeah.
That's cool. And by the way, speaking of watching the Burbs, I watched on that Blu-ray that Sean got me, but I saw that, I want to say Arrow, maybe?
Mm-hmm. Arrow, that's it.
Yeah, they had an edition that they put out, and they included like a I was gonna say director's cut. I don't know if that's exactly assembly cut or something. Okay. Like a really, really early cut that Joe Dante shared with them from some old VHS that he had. And I was like, that's pretty cool. I could be kind of curious to see, what's changed. I love that. Yeah. These companies putting out gobs of extra features.
Yeah.
Like things that you would be like, oh, I've heard that there's these alternate cuts you could find maybe somewhere in a closet, but that they actually go through the work to attain those things and put them out with the releases. That's, I don't know. It feels like back to the golden era of physical releases.
Yeah. Well, you know what I got recently? I haven't watched it yet, but it's the Albert Pune edit of the 1990 Captain America movie.
Wow.
Right? that shitty one,
I remember that from the video store actually, yeah.
So there was the director's cut. The director passed away recently, but he had his own edit of it that he had saved.
Mm-hmm.
And now that he's gone, like that has been made available in limited quantities. So when I saw that I ordered it like right away. I was like, oh, I want to watch this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just sitting here and kind of to your point, like how fascinating.
Yeah. Well, I saw similarly with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think
Okay.
Arrow did a 4K release of all 3 movies.
Okay.
And they have multiple versions, including versions that are from different countries where you can't say the word ninja. Right. So it's like they call them here, like it's dubbed
Turtles.
differently, but they put the entire movie. It's not like just the clips. It's like these different cuts of the film from, and then Michelangelo, I think in the UK, they have something about you can't show nunchucks in movies.
That's right.
And so they had to be edited differently, those scenes, and include different angles and whatever. And so that's like the kind of stuff that you would read about and be like, oh, I'd really love to see something like that. And it's just cool that these companies are putting stuff out like that, including all of those unique cuts.
Does it include the better version of TMNT 3 where it's just a blank screen for 90 minutes?
A blank screen. Yeah. You just sent me something funny about that yesterday.
That movie is shit.
I've only seen it once. I didn't see it when I was a kid. And then years later, I was like, wow, there's like a Ninja Turtles movie I've never seen. And I know it's not good. I've heard this, but that's cool. I want to check it out. And yeah, it's not very good.
Afterwards, you just turn it off and then just walk silently out onto your deck and just look out.
And sneer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so boutique. Oh, you know what else? I just ordered the Kino Lorber has a 4K of The Phantom.
Oh, perfect.
I'm like, here's a movie. I've owned it on VHS. I've owned it on DVD. I've owned it on Blu-ray. Here comes the 4K.
Wow.
I am ride or die for The Phantom.
Yeah, I love it.
Celebrating its 30th anniversary this year, by the way.
Wow.
Luke continues. He says, regardless, I've seen many Robin Hood films, and this is the one I come back to all the time. Sometimes you just want to escape your troubles and have an adventure. And yeah, warts and all, I love this movie. I'm with you, Luke.
Mm-hmm.
It's friggin' great, man.
I agree.
One of my friends used to drive through the toll booth on one of the freeways here in Sydney, passing change to the operator using Friar Tuck's immortal words. Here's 30 pieces of silver for you to give the devil on your way to hell.
Dude, that would make my day if I was that operator. I would laugh and never forget that.
Anyway, keep up the good work. And that Yellowstone you mentioned in the commentary turned out to be a bit of a big deal.
Oh, funny. Maybe it would be kind of fun to listen to an old episode.
I don't even know what we said, but that would have been like right when that show started.
Well, that makes sense because Kevin Costner. So we were probably like, oh, he's getting into television.
Yeah. Did you hear about this new Yellowstone show there, Kev?
No, Jay.
Did you see this, by the way? They're doing all these spin-offs now. They have the Casey Dutton spin-off. Did you see this?
Yeah, it's going to be like a CBS procedural, right?
Right? I'm like, I love that they're just Frankensteining Yellowstone DNA into everything.
Yeah. And there's going to be the one with Michelle Pfeiffer and someone.
And Kurt Russell.
Yeah, Kurt Russell.
But that's like, they were not characters on Yellowstone, right? I'm not.
No.
Okay, because I watched the show, but I don't remember seeing them. So this is just sort of in the same universe.
I guess. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I want the multi-cameras Beth and Rip sitcom.
I was just going to say, well, they set them up to have a show, and I think there was talk of it. I haven't seen anything about that. But yes, I would. Yeah, I'd rather see the 3-camera sitcom.
I want that. I want the Big Bang Theory to Yellowstone's Young Sheldon.
Right.
That's what I do want to watch this Casey Dutton show, just because I saw the trailer and I'm like, this seems so completely incongruous with the other show.
Right.
Right. But you got Raintree in there. You got a few of the other characters.
I was happy to see him back. I like that they're all getting to keep working, doing their thing.
Yeah. I'll watch it.
Yeah. Report back.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Hey, Brian, we got some headlines.
Extra!
What a scoop!
Well, a bit of sad news just to start things off. I mean, this hit like a bolt. Catherine Hara passed away about a week ago as we're recording this.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Age 71. And, the one sort of commonality I'm seeing in so many of the responses across the board is this generational feeling like we lost a parent. Right? Am I right?
Totally. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, this one hits.
Yeah, I was driving I guess, when the news broke, and my phone just exploded. And that doesn't always happen when, someone notable passes away. Just so many different people, like people who are my film friends, people who don't concern themselves with entertainment as much as we do. Like
Right.
everybody seemed to feel this one and was sending me the news. And yeah, it's interesting. There's certain celebrities where you go, oh man,
Right.
that's so sad to lose them. And then there are certain ones where you start to feel your eyes get a little wet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and with her, I was like, oh, I'm like really kind of feeling this right now. And, we've been watching her for a very long time. I mean, for me, I didn't watch SCTV,
Right.
but I would say probably Beetlejuice, like in '88. Certainly, I mean, Home Alone is the one, right? Where I was 10 years old. And what I love about that movie so much, I've talked about this because it was just the holidays, but I find that I love that movie more and more and more with every passing year. And thinking about Catherine O'Hara and what she really brings to that movie, I think for a lot of people, when you say Home Alone, they think like paint cans on a staircase. Like that's the first thing that might come to your mind. But that is the last 15 minutes of the movie. Like, as I get older, what I really appreciate is it's about a boy who's kind of helpless and kind of a drain on his family at the beginning, learning to grow up a little bit and to become self-sufficient. And a key part of that is his mother.
Yeah.
Played so perfectly by Catherine O'Hara, because at the beginning, she's very stressed out and upset with him, and in a way that feels kind of harsh. But she's not just the ogre of a parent in a kid's movie.
If I can just interject one observation. When he says to her, I wish you all would just disappear, or something to that effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
She says very calmly, I know you don't mean that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why we love Kate so much in that movie.
Yes. Well, so at the beginning, I mean, she's, especially being a grown up now, you can understand the stress she's under that night with all those people.
Mm-hmm.
But then the rest of the movie, as soon as she finds out he's gone, she becomes this determined, mama bear who is willing to like walk through hell and endure anything. And she goes through all of it. She gets really angry. She gets really scared and sad. And she even shares like a nice moment with John Candy in the back of the van on the way over there. And then you get that beautiful moment at the end where they silently apologize to each other just through looks.
Yeah.
And then they hug. Like that's who else? Yeah. Who else could convey all of those things? She did it so perfectly. And like you said, I think for some generations, she felt like kind of a mom figure.
And the fact that she's 35 in that movie.
I know.
It's crazy,
I know. But then, what's amazing isn't she never stopped, right? She had all the Christopher Guest movies. And then right up to recently with Schitt's Creek doing some of the best work she's ever done.
And Beetlejuice.
And exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, just what an incredible career, and seems to be beloved by all the people in her life, and definitely beloved by the generations that have been watching her over the years. And what a beautiful thing,
I saw an archival interview of her from around the time Home Alone came out, and she says, I hope this is a movie that people will want to revisit, and that, wouldn't it be great if people just kept going back to this every Christmas? And I mean, that's exactly what it became,
Yeah.
And she lived to see that.
Yeah. Right.
And then the other thought I had is that, Beetlejuice ends with her character dying.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes off into the afterlife. There's something extra poignant about that.
I thought about that, yeah.
Right. And then you realize like both of the Home Alone parents are gone.
Yeah.
Just all these things, it becomes, because we've grown up with her, you become acutely aware of just sort of the passage of time. I think that's why it does hit the way it does.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, I mean, I worked on the movie For Your Consideration, Christopher Guest movie, which she was in, and had a handful of interactions with her, and I was definitely starstruck, and she just couldn't have been more just sweet and very down to earth.
Yeah.
I remember I had this one moment where I was in, we were in a building that we were shooting in, and I was in a room doing whatever work I was doing, and she needed to come in and rehearse something. And so I immediately just like when like the talent enters, I was like, oh, just kind of get up. She goes, oh, no. Like kind of sat me down. She's like, I'll just do my thing. You keep, please, And then she was over in the corner and she had to do this long monologue. And she just started like doing it under her breath to herself in the corner. And I remember there was part of me that I just wanted to observe it and just watch her like, oh, and like kind of working through what she was going to do. And then I realized like, I shouldn't be watching this. Like she should be allowed to work on this in private so she can go out there and do whatever she needs to do. So it was that's what I remember about it, is just how kind and sweet and warm she was about like, leave? Why would you leave? Kind of a feeling. But then I slowly left, and it was, and then I get to see what she did in the movie, and it's, I'm thankful for that experience.
And it's a special memory for you.
Definitely.
I just wanted to share, this was the post that Macaulay Culkin put on social media after she passed away. And of course it got a fair amount of play, but I think it really hit a lot of us, as soon as we saw it. He says, Mama, I thought we had time. I wanted more. I wanted to sit in a chair next to you. I heard you, but I had so much more to say. I love you. I'll see you later. And, he shared a picture of the two of them from Home Alone and then the two of them from just a couple of years ago. And you realize, like, for him especially, I mean, we remember all the stories about his difficult childhood and everything he went through with his parents. And so you have to imagine that she very much served a very important role in his life growing up.
Right.
And, the fact that he seems to be a well-adjusted adult, I would imagine she has at least some hand in that,
Yeah. Yeah, it was very, I guess, poignant seeing those two pictures that he posted side by side.
Right.
Because they're basically, it's like the same pose, them almost nose to nose looking at one another. And it's just, I don't know, you just think about, like you're saying, time, the passage of time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, the Oscars Oscar nominations, I should say, were announced a little while ago.
Yeah. Do you pay much attention to them anymore? Or is that sort of a thing that you're just, I'll see it when, they air? Or do you even watch them live anymore? I'm kind of curious.
I don't, because I don't have TV, live TV.
Well, I mean, I've talked about it often. I've cut recently, and this will be the first year I don't have it for the Oscars. So most things, it's pretty easy. You go on Peacock for SNL or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the Super Bowl, the Oscars, I'm like, oh, I got to figure this out. And people used to come over to my place for the Oscars. It was like we'd make a party out of it. But now that I can't pause and rewind and do everything that we've grown accustomed to, I'm like, ooh, I'll have to.
I guess you'll have to go somewhere else.
Maybe go somewhere else, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I pay attention to the extent that just knowing, I mean, obviously it's something that we talk about on here. But, so much of this, it's like, it doesn't really matter,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's interesting as a data point, but what you realize is so much of the online discourse will be like, why did this get nominated? Why didn't this? And you realize, look, the stuff that's meant to live on is going to live on regardless of whether or how many nominations it has.
Right.
But I think it's worth acknowledging that Sinners has 16 nominations.
The most of all time. And this shows how broken the discourse is, by the way, because you got your usual mouth-breathing idiots, the knuckle-dragging sort, who are saying, oh, look at this DEI pick. Mm.
And I'm like, if your view of Sinners is that it's a, quote, DEI pick, boy, you have lost the script.
It's making me realize I'm so glad I'm not in online in those ways.
Man. You got the right idea.
Yeah. Not that I want to be out of the conversation sometimes for certain things that matter, but man, I'm glad I'm missing a lot of this.
I mean, this is like, you don't even know what you're upset about,
Right.
Everything I don't like is woke. That's basically the takeaway, right?
Right.
And again, the Sinners, this is a movie that you and I both as soon as we saw it, we were like, "This is one of the best movies of the year."
Yeah, it was special. You know,
It
right
really
away.
is.
Yeah.
You know, and so again, like there's that aspect of the discourse. For me, I'm very happy to see it acknowledged in this way. I'm very curious. What are the nominations? What are the big ones?
Begonia,
Okay,
which I was a little surprised, but happy to see. F1.
yeah, Best Picture.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm listing the nominations for Best Picture.
That's a surprise.
Yeah, so yeah, Begonia, F1. It feels like now that they've expanded to the 10,
Yeah,
they kind of put like a popular one in there. Good. F1 is a good movie, but it's like now they have more space so they can put something like that in there.
for F1, the nomination is the prize.
Absolutely. Right.
Right.
Then you got Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, which is the only one I haven't seen yet, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and Train Dreams.
Okay.
So that's a good list, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to place money, I would probably put it on Sinners.
Sinners or One Battle? I mean,
Yeah.
I really actually don't know. It's a kind of a coin toss for me right now. There's a little bit of, I think, giving PTA his flowers thing happening.
Oh, sure. That's a good point.
But I mean, I would agree with both.
Yeah.
Honestly. I haven't mentioned this to you, but I'm going to a thing at the DGA tomorrow. My friend Anna, she's in the DGA, and they are having a panel with all of the nominated directors.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be sort of like a moderated discussion with them. So
Oh, that sounds fun.
looking forward to checking that out. But the best directors who are nominated: Chloe Zhao for Hamnet, Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme, Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle, Ryan Coogler, Sinners, and Brady Corbett for The Brutalist. Stupid AI. Actually, I'm not kidding. This is the Google answer, and it has Brady Corbett from last year for The Brutalist. So I don't know. Egg on it. Google's face or my face? I don't know.
That's really funny. There you go. You have a real-time example of why we shouldn't be relying on AI.
Yeah. Wait, so who is it really?
You just wasted a whole bunch of water for what, Brian? For what?
I didn't choose it. I just Googled it, damn it. Like, why do they insist on this AI? But okay, so because Joaquin Trier for Sentimental Value is the one that Google is not recognizing. So there you go.
There we go.
But I'm looking forward to it. It's an event. It's an event I look forward to. I don't know that I think as seriously about them as I maybe did in the past.
Right.
But it's still a fun
I agree with that.
Viewing party and just something, we do the we each get ballots and see who gets the most right, and it's fun.
Yeah. So the ceremony is when?
In about a month. Let's see. The 15th, Sunday, March 15th.
Okay. What else we got?
Well, speaking of the Super Bowl, have you seen this ad for Xfinity that is basically a return to the original 1993 Jurassic Park?
I did. I saw it once you brought it to my attention. Talk about some wonderful corporate synergy happening here.
Yeah. Well, so this is a common thing, right? You get the Super Bowl ads, and they usually stuff them either with celebrities. Usually, it's so funny. They're so like TikTok fever dreams these days.
Right.
They always used to be kind of funny and zany and feature celebrities, but I feel like now they were like, well, that's not enough. Why have one celebrity? Let's have 4 unrelated celebrities, and let's have a story that's 2 minutes long, but try to get it done in 30 seconds. And it just doesn't even make any sense by the time it ends. And then you're like, Doritos, I don't know. Maybe it's me, but I just feel like they don't feel as memorable and special as they used to. They just feel very, very desperate and expensive.
Yeah.
But something that they do sometimes is they'll revisit a movie, and then they'll get that celebrity back.
Right.
And, show a famous part from a movie from a different angle, which is what they did for Jurassic Park. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. What did you think for this? Did this work?
Honestly, I was absolutely tickled by this.
Me too. I thought this was one of the better ones I've seen in a really long time.
Oh yeah. To me, this is what you do. And again, I mean, it is very much like playing the nostalgic notes, you know. But the fact that they got Sam Neill and Laura Dern and Jeff Goldblum back, the fact that it's relying on our familiarity with this movie that so many of us are familiar with, all of that stuff worked for me. And it's directed by Taika Waititi, by the way.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe that's part of it. You know, he has a good comedic sense, right?
Yeah.
But what I loved about it, so the whole conceit is, you know, Jurassic Park, its infrastructure is failing, but then an Xfinity guy shows up with whatever Xfinity does and then fixes all the problems.
Right.
And so then, you know, instead of everything going wrong like it does in the movie, we get to see our heroes enjoying Jurassic Park, working like it's supposed to. Right. And I was like, that's really fun. That's really clever. And they recreate a bunch of specific shots and moments from the film.
Right.
And just have funny, genuinely funny twists on them that made me laugh. You know, like the one big pile of shrimp.
I was gonna, yeah, that's. I like Wi-Fi finds a way.
Yeah. I need Laura Dern in that little bunker, and it's like, I think we're back in business.
Yep. and then Grant at the end being like, I will endorse your park.
It was very funny, and it looks like the movie. Like they did a really great job of recreating it. So I thought it was really fun.
I was absolutely charmed by it, and it is Memberberry Palooza.
Definitely, but done well. I think,
but done well,
like
and
clever, clever twists on all of it.
Yeah, and you know, you see in the behind the scenes footage, you know, you've got the three JPOGs just sitting and talking to each other, and it seems like they genuinely enjoy this shared legacy that they have, you know, and the fact that they get to every once in a while hang out again together. I don't know, made me happy just to see that.
Yeah, and I went on the Xfinity Instagram page, which I'm sure they're like, woo, it worked. But there is a video of Sam Neill doing like a selfie video with Jeff Goldblum in the background, and he's like trying to find the right angle to show the drink in Jeff Goldblum's hand. He's like, higher, left, right, like what? And I was like, this is delightful.
That's just Malcolm and Grant.
Exactly.
But hey, there's a big release out in theaters right now, Brian.
No.
And now we're pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
And we are back, and you know who else is back, Brian?
Who's that?
Why, it's Evil Dead director Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Spider-Man director Sam Raimi, who is just as delightful.
Right.
Send Help is in theaters right now, and it seems to be doing okay.
Yeah, I think it overperformed, didn't it?
Yeah, and you know, it didn't cost that much either.
Yeah,
definitely helps. So this is the new thriller / is it horror?
I wouldn't call it a horror movie, but
it's being labeled horror, but I don't know. It seems like a tweener to me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But from 20th Century Fox, 20th Century Studios. Fox.
That's right.
What am I doing?
How dare you?
It cost $40 million, and it has made $32 million thus far. So I think it'll end up doing okay. Starring Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien. And yeah, what do we got here? We got kind of it's like Castaway meets something
falling
scarier.
Down. I don't know. Not exactly, but
so I just watched this last night.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, it's this. I went in knowing nothing other than it's Rachel McAdams on an island with the Maze Runner guy.
Oh, you didn't even know the premise?
That's all I knew.
Oh wow, okay.
You know, I mean, I suspected it's Sam Raimi, so I figured it wasn't going to be. You know, I didn't think it was going to be like a romance. But I didn't know tonally what to expect, so I was disgusted and fascinated in equal measure.
Yeah, well, we should say the plot An employee and her insufferable boss become stranded on a deserted island, the only survivors of a plane crash. Here they must overcome past grievances and work together to make it out alive.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw this trailer, I thought, this is great. I mean, you have an employee who is picked on by her boss, and he just seems like this kind of bro-y jerk. And then all of a sudden they're put on a desert island, and she's the one who has the skills to survive on the island. And I mean, what does she do? Is she kind and helpful, or is this an opportunity to take out everything that she's been experiencing from him and make him suffer?
Right.
You know, and so that's a delicious premise. And then, you know, it comes from Sam Raimi, so you know it's going to be kind of quirky and fun and a little horror twinged.
Yeah.
So, but it sounds like it worked for you.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I mean, I think this is the best kind of movie in that you're leaning forward at every step because you just don't know what's going to happen next.
Isn't that the best? Like
Really?
that was the same experience I had. It's like, I mean, that's an incredible setup, but then what?
That's right.
And the movie I thought was very successful in making me, I didn't know what was going to happen next consistently.
There was one element of the plot that I pegged early on, which I won't talk about just yet.
Yeah.
And so to some extent I was waiting to be proven right about what I had pegged, you know?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But what struck me, well, first of all, Rachel McAdams, Regina George, right? Like if you had told me 22 years ago that, oh yeah, Regina George is going to be just like one of the best actresses we have out there.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Like, not to say she was bad in Mean Girls. I don't even mean that.
Yeah.
But like, she has such range just in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many layers to a fascinating character. I mean, the fact is, the movie ends and you don't know what you're supposed to feel about her.
That's what I loved. And that's the thing, right? When you have the person who's been picked on,
yeah,
and then she has a moment where she can have the upper hand, that seems pretty simple and almost like you could have this sort of revengey comedy where we enjoy, it's like a wish fulfillment thing, like getting to watch someone take it out on their boss.
Yeah.
But the movie isn't that simple.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they're both kind of shades of gray.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, he veers mostly in jerkland.
Yeah,
you know,
he's generally pretty terrible.
Yes, but like they at least take the time for him to talk about what crappy parents he had.
Right.
So there's like a moment where he feels like a three-dimensional human being to me, even if he remains mostly kind of a jerk, which I appreciated. And there are moments where he's put in situations where I felt a little bad for him, you know, which was unexpected. And then with her, she's not just this victim and like a righteous person who's just,
that's
you
right.
know, like she has kind of like murkier moments, which I really appreciated. It was throwing me off balance the whole time. And that's what makes it as good as it is, I think.
Right. I think that the broad outlines of this type of story, you could imagine the romance version.
Sure.
And not knowing going in what to expect, I was like, please don't let this be that.
Oh, that's so interesting. That if you hadn't seen the trailer, yeah.
Right. So I was absolutely, you know, delighted that it was very much the opposite of that, you know. There's plenty of ripped scalps and gouged eyes. Let's just without, that's not even a spoiler, but this is not a romance is what I'm saying.
You know, it's so funny because yes, I still wouldn't classify this as a horror movie, but it's certainly made by a horror director.
Yeah.
And so yes, you do get a lot more fluids and gore in this movie than you might from someone else. But what I think it showcases is what a master of tone Sam Raimi is.
Yeah, yeah.
Because those disgusting moments in any other movie might have had me turning away and going like, gross, dude. Like, what's the matter with you? But in this, they kind of had me laughing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like they struck the perfect balance. Like there's a moment with a boar
Yep.
that is just really, really gross. But
Yeah.
I was laughing so hard at the same time. It was that perfect magical thing, right? Where a gross thing is like, but you can't help but laugh because of it's so intense and kind of funny, but also gross, you know?
Yeah, one thing I always point to when it comes to Sam Raimi is like the horror moments in non-horror movies. Like in Darkman, the scene when Liam Neeson is first turned into Darkman.
Mm-hmm.
Or in Spider-Man 2, when Doc Ock's arms first come alive,
Yes.
And you realize, like, this is where Raimi's having the most fun.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I was thinking about in this. Like, you can tell he's enjoying the fact that he doesn't have to confine those instincts to just like a scene. He can spread it out over 2 hours.
Yep.
But I like how there's this slow buildup, right? Because essentially you have it's a falling down-esque story for like the first 20 minutes or whatever, right?
Yeah, someone who's had enough
Exactly.
and has an opportunity to maybe lash out.
And then the plane hits turbulence, and at that point we like cross over into the horror realm with all that implies,
Mm-hmm.
There's forks being stabbed. There's people being pulled into engines. There's all the fixins,
I don't want to spoil it, but there was a moment that made me really laugh with the window thing.
Yeah,
where she pulls the shade down.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So we just end up going on a journey, man. This was my thought. Literally halfway through, I'm watching in the theater, and I'm not even like I love this. I'm like, I love movies. That was my thought. I'm sitting in this absolutely dark theater, and I'm just letting this movie happen. I have no idea what's going on, and that was my thought. I love the movies.
Dude, I had something kind of similar where I thought, I miss this.
Yep.
Like, this is a movie back in the day you just give a shot on a Friday night.
Exactly.
And it's got a great hook. You don't know where it's going. It's not trying to be anything more than entertaining for 2 hours, and you're out. You know what I mean? Or like it's a great rental at Blockbuster where you go, hey, that was really fun. And then you return it. It's a delightful distraction, like it's just, and also I feel like so many movies, I talk about this, like you don't see a lot of push-ins anymore in movies. Like that used to be a visual language. The character's thinking something, the character's realizing something. You push in the camera a little bit. Like things are just more captured now, and the camera isn't as much of a narrator. But watching this, because Raimi's a little bit more old school, I actually was like, wow, blocking, like motivated camera movement, style,
and a concept.
And a score that doesn't sound like it came from a royalty-free collection. It's Danny Elfman. And I was like, yay!
Like that too. Yeah. I was like, man, I'm glad that Danny Elfman and Sam Raimi got over whatever like tiff they had.
Yep.
They're back together. That's good. This is how it should be.
Yeah. Like this isn't like something that's going to be on everyone's top 10s at the end of the year or whatever, but it's not meant to be. Like this is just what we used to get back in the day. Like a good Friday night movie made well, and you're gonna have a good time.
And I will say, to whatever extent there's a shagginess to the story, where you maybe have to squint past certain things. This is a rock star performance by Rachel McAdams. She is absolutely magnetic in this movie. You cannot look away from her.
Yeah, I'll probably mention this moment again later because I want to spoil something. But at the beginning, she's sort of frumpy, and it's a very she's all that frumpy.
I was gonna say,
like you can't make Rachel McAdams frumpy. It's funny because there's one moment where she has a little bit of tuna salad on the side of her mouth. And the guy's like repulsed, and I was like, I don't care. I don't mind. But then once she gets on the island, there's this moment where she's kind of bathing in this waterfall, and she's just feeling herself. Like she is just like, this is who she truly is on the inside, now on the outside. and she looks different and whatever. And I was like, it's hard to try to make her feel awkward at the beginning, but they do make her, she makes a lot of awkward decisions and has a lot of awkward interactions. And it was like a real great, her performance where she kind of grows more comfortable.
Right.
And, and when she's able to weave hats and I enjoyed seeing that transformation. I thought she did a good job of that. And then you can understand why maybe for her, it's not so bad being there.
Right.
She's kind of in her element.
Yeah. Well, and we should talk about Dylan O'Brien.
Oh, dude, he's so good in this.
This guy, I mean, like I know him primarily from Maze Runner.
Oh, see, I haven't seen him in anything.
Yeah, I knew him from that, and then the only other thing I saw him in was that American Assassin.
Oh, the Kevin Costner thing?
No, Michael Keaton was in that.
Oh, Michael Keaton, that's right.
Yeah,
Costner played a serial killer in some movie.
In something, yeah, Mr.
Brooks.
Mr. Brooks, yeah. And so I just he hasn't ever really impressed me. Not to say I that sounds bad. I just I was just like, oh, it's that guy and he's fine,
Mm-hmm.
But I really I think he found this wavelength in this movie where he has to be Weasley and pretty terrible,
mm-hmm.
but he can't lean too far into that direction.
Yep.
And again, remember, I'm going in thinking, so are they doing like a mismatched romance thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right?
they tease that a little bit.
They tease, right? So that's like you can't make him too vile.
Uh-huh.
But they make him pretty vile.
Yes.
And I think that's what made it interesting to me, is that really this is a movie about like the sort of the vileness that we all carry inside of us.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
Right? And like, how much do we let that define us?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that comes to bear in a lot of interesting ways. I think, like I said at the start of this conversation, I mean, I don't know how we're supposed to feel at the end of it.
Mm-hmm. Which I kind of enjoy. And I saw it with a couple people, and one person did not enjoy it as much because he was sort of like, well, what was that like about? And I think the ending especially kind of made him feel that. And I can appreciate that. But
I actually appreciate that he had that response, because I think it's a healthy response, to be honest.
Actually, yes.
Right.
But it didn't bother me as much.
Right.
I don't know. We can get into it, but
yeah. Well, do we want to talk spoilers?
Well, I want to say something real fast. Last thing I'll say before spoilers is I noticed something. A character looks into the camera twice in this movie, which I freaking love. I don't know what it is about that, but I love it. And you can't do it in everything.
Right.
But when it's used right, and it's not even like in a Ferris Bueller type movie where they are serving as a narrator or talking to the camera, like just the whole movie isn't like that. But then for some reason, in one moment, the character will just look at you.
Yeah.
I always find that so impactful. And then watching The Burbs, Corey Feldman talks to the camera at the end of that. And I was like, oh, interesting. And then I was like, oh, this is kind of like a horror comedy director thing. So like John Landis, you know what I mean? Like he like was American Werewolf in London or whatever. And he has his characters in almost all his movies. They look at the camera. Sam Raimi here, Joe Dante in The Burbs. Like, I just thought that was like a funny, weird little connection with like horror comedy directors, how often they have their actors actually look into the camera.
That is interesting.
Anyway, just had to point that out. All right, bring on the spoilers.
Spoilers.
So the one thing that I clocked early on was when she's giving Dylan O'Brien the tour of the island, and she's like, hey, those rocks that are like a X, don't go past them because there's like thorns or whatever, right?
Yeah, totally.
And I was like, there's going to be like a resort or something.
That's what I thought was going to happen. A resort.
Yeah. So I had that kind of like a stick pin in my mind. So every time, he was like, "Oh, I'm going to go exploring." She's like, "Oh, but well, remember the thorns? Oh, you know what? I'll just go with you." I was like, okay."
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun. Like that wasn't. I don't even say that was like it was too obvious. It was like that. You're like waiting for that thread to get pulled.
Yes, right.
But how do you feel about Rachel's character, Linda, by the end of the movie?
I mean,
are you saying
great.
F you, Linda? Are you saying?
Oh my
that?
gosh, that was F you, Brad. Like, dude, when he poisons her and then he just has this janky raft like he pulls out of the bushes. Yeah, F you, Linda. I was cracking, and then I love that she gets to do it again later, like F you, Bradley.
And she just barfs nonstop onto his face.
Oh, and it's because of him.
Yeah,
he did it. He poisoned her, which was disgusting, by the way. You know what? I almost missed it because for some reason I turned to my neighbor and was saying something real quickly. We're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And then I looked over and I caught the end of the puking. I was like, whoa, what's going on?
Oh no.
Yeah. But yes, no, I mean, what I like about the ending is that I don't feel great about it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like she basically gets away. Well, even earlier than that, we're in spoilers here. So when she lets the fiance die, no, she doesn't let them die. She makes sure that they die.
She kills them.
And the fiance is completely innocent.
That's exactly right.
Like when she showed up, I was like, what an incredible human. You know what I mean? Like,
right. She's like, everybody else gave up, but I never did.
Yes, because I mean, at the beginning of the movie, you're seeing a lot of almost stereotypes of certain types of like, bosses or wealthy people or whatever. And she's just this gorgeous, looks like a model. And she's with this jerk of a guy. So you just maybe assume they're like birds of a feather or something. But then when she shows up and she went through, all this work to find her fiance, you're like, what an amazing person.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Linda, makes her walk past a path that she is counting on her falling from.
Yeah.
And when she doesn't fall, she makes sure that she falls. And not just her, but the poor guide who has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah. I mean, she bashes him in the head with a rock.
With a rock, yeah. And so I'm glad that I got thrown off balance that early, I guess.
Yeah.
Because then I don't know who I'm rooting for.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And it's not as jarring at the end when she kind of succeeds, but like, are we happy about it? Because it involved murder. And
see, as soon as the first time she sees that boat and she's like, not yet.
Which, by the way, so I just want to say that was that moment where, she's got at the beginning of the movie, her hair's stringy.
Yeah.
And her
it's
hair,
like right after that, right?
She's wearing frumpy clothes. And then she has that moment where she's like taking kind of like a bath.
Like you just need Sixpence None the Richer to start playing.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, then they're like showing you like gorgeous Rachel McAdams, just like she's in like a shampoo commercial. Like she is in heaven.
Yeah.
Just so happy, experiencing her true self and true happiness. And then she sees a boat.
Yep.
And it's like that first moment of peace we've ever seen her experience.
Yeah.
And then there's a possible end to it appearing.
Right. So for me, that's the first moment where I'm like, oh, she's not like 100% like a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so that allowed me room to encompass everything else that ends up happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same. You're right. It calibrated me, so I didn't get as thrown, and I didn't even mind the kind of possibly not happy ending.
Yeah, well, and we have that, and then when she reveals, she gets a little tipsy, and she talks about how her husband died.
Yes,
and you're like, okay, well, she's not like 100% good person.
But it's interesting because that story could like skew one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
It's not great. Like she's talking about like,
directly responsible for him dying.
It's almost like, at least the way I took it is she's not necessarily directly responsible, but she allowed it. Right?
Well, what does she say? Right, I would hide his keys so that he couldn't drive, and then this one time I was like, "Here's your keys."
No, you're right. I mean,
so she knew what was going to happen. She's
yeah,
like, I took my keys out of my purse and I handed them to him.
And my first thought actually was like, well, that's terrible because who could he kill?
Right.
And not even just thinking of the husband.
Somebody else. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, someone driving drunk on the street. Who knows who innocent person they could hurt, you know?
Right.
But yeah, it's one of those things where, and even in that moment, and maybe it's just me, but like the way that it played was, that's not good. But like that's like a moment where a person had a dark moment and they still think about it to this day.
Well, just look at the range of emotions on her face.
It's incredible. I don't even remember much cuts. Yeah. She's allowed.
No. It was done in one day. It reminded me of Pearl.
Mm.
You know, the shot at the end.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Yeah.
You know, and it's a kind of a similar character, to be honest.
Yeah, but like, I guess what I'm trying to say is I can imagine a character who's done something like that and I'm like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
But they're not so far gone from me that I don't think they could be like redeemed or something.
Right.
But then now we've got a little bit of a murkiness to her, but then she goes and shows that maybe that darkness is a bigger part of her than we first realized.
Exactly. Right. And I think that's what made it interesting to me.
Yeah.
Was, you know, the fact that this is a complicated story, a gross complicated story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then, man, I'm telling you, the business. See, here's what I mean about, like, you sort of look past some of the shagginess. Like, to me, when Bradley finds the body of his fiance,
mm-hmm.
I was like, come on, really?
And it's almost comical the way the hand is just propped in the sand like that.
Yeah, like there's like, I was like, oh, did like the pig pull that out or something?
Right.
But, you know, like, I was like, it doesn't make sense to me that Linda would, like, what, she found the body. She why would she why would she bury it so shallow? You know, I had all those thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a necessity of the plot, because it's like, okay, we got to wrap this shit up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you go with it because by then you're so invested in everything else that's happened. You know? And yeah, I mean, I think the beauty of it is by the time they're just tearing pieces out of each other, literally.
Yeah,
you're kind of like, I don't know who to root for here. You know,
I know, and the way he sticks his like thumb in her eye.
Oh, geez, I was like, oh, Sam Raimi.
Exactly. But like, he does, again, being the master of this tone, like, it's like this grounded cartoonishness almost.
Yeah.
With these sort of icky occasional moments, but he keeps us on the right side of kind of chuckling and turning our eyes versus actually being repulsed. I love that tone.
It helps that Rachel McAdams is having the time of her life.
Totally.
Playing this, when she swallows the ring and she's like, she opens it. I'm like, oh,
yes.
Oh, Rachel is she's in heaven.
Yes.
You know?
Well, and then now I can get more into detail, but when she's hunting that boar.
Yep.
And she does like that Braveheart move where it's charging at her and then she holds up that spear and it goes in its chest, but it's still not dead. So it's still slowly coming at her, but it's spewing a geyser of blood into her mouth.
It won't stop. It's like,
she's like, ah! It's so gross. In any other movie, they would do it wrong. And I'd be like, oh, what are you doing? But like this, I'm like repulsed and laughing.
Yeah.
You know, and then you get her just looking like Carrie, you know, doused in blood, and she'd be like, "Have you ever hunted before? I like it." It's so fun.
Yeah. So what do you think about the ending?
I mean, I guess the bad guy won.
Right.
You know what I mean? Through multiple murders, now she's living her best life. And she's playing the game, you know, the game of golf, which at the beginning was seen as the thing that the elites or the other people play versus the have-nots.
That's right.
You know, but now she's playing their game, and she's living her best self, and she looks freaking gorgeous. Yeah. And everybody's interviewing her on the news and saying like, "Oh, you're the hero who survived. What an amazing thing! You're a superstar," and she's loving it.
Yeah.
Right. And and we know that, you know, it all came from bad things. And I love that shot. Then, you know, she's all smiles for the cameras, but then when she's in the car with her parakeet, and then she looks at the camera, but she doesn't like wink. She kind of gives us this like weird, sinister look. Like,
I know.
We know
Yeah.
what we know, and don't you dare tell anybody.
Exactly.
It's kind of the look she gives you. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I love it.
Well, you know what else what I really liked is that we go from her swinging the golf club at his face.
What a cut.
What a cut, right? And they leave it up to you to figure out what she did in the aftermath of that. You know,
Sure.
they don't explain it at all. They're just like, she was found in the middle of the ocean.
Yep.
And so that means she cleaned that joint up. She, like, you know, all the stuff that she had
That's
to
a
do.
good point. Evidence.
Right?
And clearly she has not been found out. So
Exactly. So she's straight up nuts, you know?
right. That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
You know what I like too? This is like when a story is done well. When she has that knife and he's like, "Where'd you get that?" And she's like, "Oh, it washed up on shore."
Yep.
In my head, I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Right? And you're like, oh, okay. Oh,
But
yes.
she said it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what the movie's saying.
Yeah. And she, at that point, she seems like kind of like she knows what she's doing. So I just believed it. And then later when, you know, you reveal there's not a resort on the other side of the island, but there's this, you know, rich person's like vacation home or something. And she's been going in there and drinking all the water and enjoying all the fruit. And, you know, and she took the knife from there. I loved that because I believed her.
Yep.
You know, and
Yeah,
then
exactly.
it was fun to see her secret.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that was, and then I was just laughing too. When, I mean, she's got these backpacks that she's woven, you know, and then the other guy, he can't even like keep himself hydrated. And he's like watching her like serve herself sushi on these little plates that she's made out of like, you know, like leaves. Like, I don't know. That's the thing, right? It's got all the tones, and somehow they don't cancel each other out. Like they all exist perfectly.
I think that in the hands of another director, this could have gone any number of ways. But I think Sam Raimi, he plays us like a harp.
I agree.
Like a harp from hell, one might say.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So hey, thumbs up for Send Help.
Thumbs up. This is a great lark.
But know what you're getting. Like you're gonna get some gore in here.
Yes.
So just know that going in.
Agreed.
This isn't what is that? Swept Away, that movie with Madonna.
Madonna? Yeah.
This ain't that.
Yeah.
just be aware.
Yeah. But not full on horror either.
No.
You know what I mean? Just know you're going to get some gross moments.
You're gonna get some gore. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but hey, let us know your thoughts on Send Help. You can email us at moviefilmpodcast@gmail.com. You can also hit like on our Facebook page, facebook.com/moviefilmpodcast, and message us there. As always, please go to Apple Podcasts and leave a review, leave a star rating. Every little bit helps. Also on Spotify. And hey, if you're listening to this show on YouTube, please hit subscribe and hit like. That stuff actually does matter. And so, you know, those subscription numbers actually do end up being important. So please, if you could support us that way. And of course, leave comments there. We do read those on the show. We also have a Patreon, Brian.
Yes, if you head over to patreon.com/moviefilmpodcast and hit subscribe for only $5 a month, you'll find every commentary we've ever done and every episode moving forward absolutely ad-free. And beginning this year, we are now dropping bonus conversations over there, things that we just didn't have time to fit into a regular episode. We'll be doing that about twice a month. And as we mentioned earlier, we have a conversation over there going up either today or very soon, where we were talking about late night talk show hosts. That was a lot of fun. Our free feed, of course, will always be available, but this is our way of providing what we believe is the most satisfying way to enjoy the show, which is without ads and interruptions butting into the conversation. Plus, your subscription goes a long way in helping to support us and helping to sustain producing the show. So if you're interested and able, please head over to patreon.com/moviefilmpodcast and subscribe. We'd be very grateful.
There we go. And if you're looking for me online, you can find me on social media at Zacky's Corner. That's ZAKIS Corner. You can also read my reviews and other articles at the San Francisco Chronicle, also at IGN and The Wrap. Also, there's a brand new interview up at the Nostalgia Theater podcast. So if you have that show subscribed, check that out. I spoke with Kenneth Johnson. This is from a couple of years ago. He created the miniseries V, as well as TV's Incredible Hulk and TV's Alien Nation. And it's a fun discussion. So that's worth a listen if that's the type of thing you like. What about you, Brian?
And he directed Short Circuit too.
He did. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I have it bookmarked. I haven't heard it yet, but I have it set aside to listen to this weekend. So I can.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And yeah, you can check out episodes I've written of Puppy Dog Pals and Young Jedi Adventures over on Disney+.
And with that, on behalf of my partner Brian Hall, my name is Zachy Hassan. This has been Movie Film 336. We'll catch you next time. Thanks, everybody.
Welcome, friends, it's the Movie Film Podcast. Movie Film Podcast, enjoy the show. Zachy and Brian are talking about movies. Movie Film Podcast on the radio.